In episode 20, Ets, Merkan, Semel, and Asli arrive at the mansion together. Asli is still unable to accept the harsh rejection she received from Merkan. Her anger is unresolved, and it is clear she intends to keep the conflict alive. She attempts to confront Merkan once again, but Ets steps in immediately, stopping her before the argument can escalate. Left with no other option, Asli is forced into silence. The moment they step out of the car, Asli blocks Merkan's path. Her expression is cold, her fury barely contained. She declares that she will never forget Merkan's words and promises that she will make her regret them. Ets and Semel watch in silence. Merkan does not respond. She behaves as if she hasn't heard the threat at all. That indifference only fuels Asli's rage, and she starts speaking again, her voice sharp, laced with menace. Ets is about to intervene, taking a step toward them, when the front door opens unexpectedly. Haydar comes outside. His presence instantly silences the confrontation. He looks from one face to another and asks if something has happened. No one answers. Merkan finally gives a small nod, signaling that nothing serious has occurred. Haydar turns to her. "Daughter, I need to speak with you." Merkan follows her father toward the garden. Ets and Asli remain behind, watching them walk away in tense silence. Asli, unable to resist exploiting the moment, turns her attention back to Ets. With a faint smirk, she begins planting doubts, twisting the situation to poison his thoughts. She gestures toward Merkan and Haydar and sarcastically asks whether they were arguing because of him. Ets says nothing. Encouraged by his silence, Asli continues. She warns him not to believe everything Merkan says. According to her, Merkan is playing the good cop while Haydar plays the bad cop, deliberately confusing Ets. She insists that Merkan knows exactly what Haydar is involved in, and that their conversation today proves it. Ets glances briefly toward the garden where Merkan and Haydar disappeared. Then, without a word, he turns and heads toward the house. Asli calls after him. Ets stops, but does not turn around. Asli keeps speaking, not waiting for a response. She demands to know why Ets still hasn't taken action against Merkan, or whether the real reason is that he has feelings for her. And if that's the case, she says, then he should admit it openly. Those words finally push Ets to the breaking point. Ets suddenly steps toward Asli, his anger no longer restrained. In a harsh, unmistakable tone, he tells her that she has crossed every boundary. He makes it clear that he owes her no explanations and will never account to her for his actions. Without waiting for a response, Ets turns away and heads toward the house, his irritation visible in every step. Asli remains where she is, staring after him, seething. Semel approaches her. His voice is calm, but firm. He tells Asli that she has said far too many unnecessary and unfair things about Merkan. Merkan, he adds, does not deserve such treatment under any circumstances. With that, Semel leaves Asli standing alone and walks away. Meanwhile, in the garden, Haydar attempts to justify himself to Merkan. He speaks defensively, trying to explain his actions. Merkan cuts him off. She states clearly and without hesitation that there is no possible justification for kidnapping Ets, and that Haydar is incapable of excusing such an act. Realizing that his explanations are failing, Haydar's tone shifts. His voice hardens, turning commanding. He reminds Merkan that she is his daughter. He declares that Ets intends to destroy him and that he will not allow it. Haydar demands that Merkan understand the situation and stand by his side against Ets, not with his enemy. Having said this, Haydar walks away, leaving Merkan behind. Some time later, Nermin comes to Haydar, visibly distressed. She tells him about the harsh words Muzayan directed at her. Nermin explains that she needs money in order to win the election for president of the association. Haydar reassures her, telling her not to worry. He promises that he will find the necessary funds. Nermin responds sadly, saying that in the past, money was never a problem for him, but now it seems much harder to come by. Her words wound Haydar deeply. He admits that conversations like this hurt him. Immediately, Nermin softens. She tries to comfort him, saying that this is only a test, that everything will turn out fine, and that she trusts him completely. She then pulls out a key and asks if he knows which door it belongs to. Haydar admits that he doesn't. Curious, Nermin goes out into the yard and begins trying the key on the doors of the storage rooms, one by one. At last, the key turns, the door to Ets's storage room opens. Just as Nermin is about to step inside, Muzayan suddenly appears and stops her. Nermin explains that Sisek found the key in the garden and that she is simply trying to determine which room it opens. Later, Merkin enters a room and finds Etz standing by the window. She places her phone on the table. Etz asks if her phone has been fixed. Merkin replies that it works, but all the messages are gone. Etz looks at her silently. Then Merkin speaks again. Even if the messages were deleted, she says, Etz heard Demet's words with his own ears. That alone proves she was telling the truth. And for that reason, she believes Etz owes her an apology for his unjust accusations.
Ateş response called.
He never apologizes to anyone. Merkin replies bitterly that he is right. This is exactly who Etz Karahan is, a man with a cold heart, incapable of asking for forgiveness. Her words irritate Etz. He snaps back that even if it has been proven the bracelet Nazir bought was not meant for her, that still does not justify her having dinner with him. Then, his voice darkening with disappointment, he adds that Merkin looked genuinely happy during that dinner. That accusation ignites Merkin's anger. She declares that if Etz insists on thinking this way, then his trust, or his mistrust, no longer matters to her. With that, she turns to leave.
Ateş stops her.
He says that she is always obligated to care about him. Merkin freezes. Etz steps closer and reminds her that she is his wife. Merkin turns back and answers that while she is trying to fulfill her duties as a wife and explain everything honestly, Etz demands far too much from her. Before she can finish, Etz cuts her off sharply, once again demanding that she explain why she went to dinner with Nazir. Exhausted, Merkin replies that she has repeated the same explanation countless times, and yet Etz still refuses to believe her. She says she is tired of explaining herself, tired of defending the truth, and that she no longer wants to talk. All she wants now is distance from him. Those words strike Etz deeply. Without realizing it, he loosens his grip on her hand. Merkin moves toward the door. She opens it, but Etz steps forward abruptly and slams it shut. The sudden movement traps them inches apart, so close that their breaths mix and their lips almost meet. Startled, Merkin pulls back from the door, flustered. Etz's heart begins to race. What am I doing? He asks himself. Abruptly, he turns and leaves the room. Merkin is left alone, her heart still pounding, trying to understand why that moment shook her so deeply. Before closing, I like to remind you, if you haven't watched the episodes of the series, be sure to check the previous videos on my channel. See you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.